It was one of the most emotional moments I've ever experienced, to be honest.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. The honor that everyone gave her in there kind of forgot the 14 hours of traveling through all the mazes to get there.
They spent 14 hours slowly making their way through the 8-kilometer-long line. But longtime friends Deb Butler and Heather Petrie say it was worth every step to Westminster Hall. The women booked a last-minute flight to London from their homes in Oshawa and Cameron, Ontario, shortly after news broke that Her Majesty was ill.
When we heard that her kids were gathering, we knew it wasn't a great sign. And then when I heard that she'd passed, I just felt this pull to come here and say our goodbyes and pay our respects.
And based on the massive crowds, so many others feel the same emotion, still trying to get into the paused queue, even though officials were not accepting any more mourners.
Cross the road, 10 left.
So I'm just going to see while I'm here. Hopefully, all being good, we may get in.
She just wants to pay her respects.
So
To show how much she loved the Queen before she passed. You don't realise how close she is to you until she passes.
For Canadians Deb and Heather, saluting the Queen's coffin at Westminster Hall was one of the final items on their agenda before they head back home. They won't be here for the funeral, but they have traveled to Scotland to see Queen Elizabeth's hearse leave Balmoral and were at the front of the gates when she arrived at Buckingham Palace earlier this week. What's that pull and that draw?
I think she's been there my whole life. You know, she's like a grandma. She was the same age roughly as my mom, who passed away in 2020. So it's a closeness.
The public will be able to pay their respects here at Westminster Hall up until 6:30 on Monday morning. That is when the line will be permanently shut down in order to allow for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth's funeral. In London, I'm Tammie Sutherland for City News.